Welcome everyone to another half-ass beer review. My name's Josh, and tonight I'm sipping on my Imperial Chocolate Martini Stout from Hop and Frog Brewing Company, which you will get a review of tomorrow. Right now, this isn't about reviewing beer, but this is giving you my top 5 pumpkin beers that I've had this year in the year 2021. Now, before we get into the top 5, just quick, if you'd like to support me, scroll down, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. It's appreciated, and it keeps me on the path to trying more beer, and you get more videos. Now back to tonight's top 5. I had 16 or 17 pumpkin beers this year that I can recall. I think 3 or 4 I had, but I didn't get a review of, and that's okay. None of them were really phenomenal things that I want to support, and none of them were anything that I really wanted to take a huge dump on in front of everybody, right? So here's my top 5. Let's get into it right now. Number 5, and this was a surprising one, was Sam Adams Jacko Pumpkin Ale. I tried it in the 12-pack variety, and it was pumpkin pie in a bottle. It was delicious. It had the pie filling, the spice. Everything was just really good about it. On second try of it, it was still good. And, sometimes you have it for the first time and it blows your socks away, and then you revisit it and it's just not as good. I don't think it's because it's not as good. I just think you already had that first time bubble popping experience with that beer. So yeah, number 5 is definitely going to be Sam Adams Jacko Pumpkin Ale, Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts. Number 4 is going to be Cold Brew Coffee Pumpkin Nitro, Southern Tier Brewing Company, Lakewood, New York. You take the creaminess of a nitro in with the cold brew coffee and add pumpkin ale on top of it, you're just set up for success. And Southern Tier Brewing Company, I've said it before and I said it in the review, their Nitro series is just phenomenal. They don't make a bad nitro beer. Their other beer is good too. Don't get me wrong. Try all of it. But their Nitro series is just top tier when it comes to brewing beer. And their Nitro stuff is just readily available. Yeah, it's limited runs, but you always see a Nitro beer from Southern Tier Brewing Company when you go to the good beer store. Number 3 is going to be New Belgium Brewing Company's Atomic Pumpkin Ale. This is a lighter ale. It's very crisp. It's more on the refreshing side. You get that pumpkin spice flavor, and then you get a little bit of sizzle from hot peppers at the end of it. What more could you want out of a beer? When you take your pumpkin beer and you make it just different from everybody else's, and you do it well, more people are going to like it. And that's what New Belgium did. And I got the whole 6-pack, drank the whole 6-pack, and I'm not sorry about it whatsoever. Number 2 is going to be Paranormal Pumpkin Ale from Flying Monkeys Brewery in Barrie, Ontario. Our brothers to the north and sisters to the north. This is a high ABV, very boozy drinking pumpkin ale. You're going to want to take small, slow sips of it, but you're going to get you get the booziness, but the pumpkin spice is a very nice accommodation to what's going on with the beer. Again, it's slow sipping. I probably drank on it for over an hour, just taking small sips. And for it not being a dark beer or a stout, it sits out very well. The warmer it gets, it doesn't really affect how you're drinking it. Now, before we get to the number 1, I want to give out an honorable mention. This beer was by far the most unique and the one I would like to see improved upon the most. This beer is Wooden Casks Brewing Company out of Newport, Kentucky. They had a pumpkin spiced ale. Now, this was basically a dunkel with pumpkin spice flavoring. Super malty. You're getting a lot of that delicious breadiness in your drink, followed up with some pumpkin spice. It didn't blend the best. It didn't win its beer battle, but it was definitely something I was like, holy crap, this is an amazing idea. It could just be executed a little bit better. And that's just my own opinion. I love dunkels. I like pumpkin beers. So putting those two together, I thought was a pretty great idea. It turned out good, just not great. And that's, I just know that there's potential there. You can see the potential in that beer. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the #1 pumpkin beer. It went up against the #2 pumpkin beer, actually, in the Pumpkin Beer Battle series. And this is Pumpkin Slayer. This is a coffee pumpkin ale from Royal Docks Brewing Company in Canton, Ohio. It's a nice, beautiful amber-style ale. Nice touches of coffee and pumpkin in it. You can take small drinks. You can take big drinks. It's a very smooth, great tasting beer. It's one of those beers when you're done drinking it, it leaves you wanting more. You can't stop drinking it. I highly recommend all these top 5 beers, but especially if you can get your hands on that Pumpkin Slayer. I have one more can in the fridge, and it's one of those things where you don't necessarily want to drink it right away. You might be saving it for a special occasion, even though Halloween's now past. It's just something I'm going to want to enjoy at a later date. I don't want to waste it and then not have it. Does that sound right? Do you experience the same thing as a beer drinker? Let me know down in the comments. Now, that's going to do it for this episode, this top 5 episode of Half-Ass Beer Review. Thank you all for stopping by and checking out my top 5 pumpkin beers for 2021. If you like this video and you want to see more, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, and if there's anything else you want to see me try, or if you want to shout out in a future video, go ahead, leave me a comment, say, hey, new here, like the channel, try this. But until next time, please keep your fridges full and have a great night.